Hey there, this video is to show you the general overview and features of the Snap-in Smart Select Box. What the Select Box is exactly that. It's a Select Box. So I'll show you what that looks like. Pretty familiar looking Select Box. This asset will allow you to add this functionality, a Select Box, to any type of project. You can see in this particular case it's a third-person template from Epic, but you can add it to a first-person game. Typically you see this in a RTS, like a real-time strategy style game, or like a city building game, or a sim of some kind, where generally the camera is overhead and you're looking down, and you can select a whole bunch of actors or items or whatever it is. But sometimes you want to be able to use it in, a third-person game, first-person game, or you can use it in an RTS or a city building game or an MMO or whatever you want. So this asset is designed to be exactly that. You can plug it into pretty much any project and have a working select box without having to do very much work at all. And the reason it's a smart select box is because you can see on the left here, it does more than just select things. You can do granular selections based on what you want here. You can also take actions on certain selections that you have. So actually I can show you that here in this little demo room. We got 3 soldiers and we got 3 workers here. And you can see when I highlight them, at the top here I get various actions. And these are very specific to the worker. And if I highlight the soldier, he has some similar actions because obviously they can both move around and stuff. But this one has an attack action, whereas the worker has a patrol radius action. The select box is you can select multiple units here, but you can also just click and select individual units as well. So now if we highlight a worker and a soldier, you can see that it'll lose the patrol radius and the attack functions because they don't share those common functions. But they do share the rest of these. So if I wanted to move them, I could do that. This would be a soldier, this would be a worker. You can assign them shortcuts. I call them right click or quick click shortcuts. And you can assign 2 to each selectable type. So we'll take the worker, for example, first. If I right click anywhere, he moves there, which means that the quick action that I have assigned to right click for the worker is just the move to location. Okay, but like I said, you can assign 2 different actions to the right click. One of them is a vector action, which you can see here is moving to the vector. And the other one is an actor action. So if you right click on an actor, that should do your second quick click action. And in this case, I have it bound to follow unit for the worker. So now if I run around, this guy's going to follow me. For the soldier, his right click quick action on vector is just the same thing. It's to move to. But when I right click on another actor, he does the attack function. Okay, and that's easily customizable per type. All you have to do is edit it in the data table. Filters you see on the left here. So if I choose just a soldier, when I try to highlight everything, it's only going to let me choose the soldiers. Okay, if I want to choose just the soldiers and the players, I can do that as well. But you can see there's no quick actions because the player doesn't have any quick actions. Okay, if I want to choose just the soldier, the player, and the workers, I can do that. Okay, so this is smart in that way. It'll populate these automatically. So anything you have in your data table, any types that you have set up in that list, it automatically populates this whole list. So you don't have to manually drag them in here, set the buttons, etc. Just set them up in Excel, import them, and this will automatically populate when the game starts. If I don't want the player anymore, I can actually just click this little icon here, and he's unselected. If I only want one soldier, click those icons, they're unselected. All of this stuff is also customizable. Go back to the beginning. And another thing you'll notice here is if I do this, let's take these filters off. There's a whole bunch of actors behind this wall, but you can see they're not being picked up. Now generally it's not a problem when you do this, but when you're translating this from the 2D to 3D space, it would actually pick up all those actors in the background there because technically they are in the box. Generally when you're looking downward from an overhead view, it's not really that important because you're locked to that view anyways. But because we could be using this in a first person or a third person game like we are here, we don't want to be able to select everything in the map just by doing that. That's ahead of us. So it's actually very easily customizable. There's a float that you can set to say how many feet away that you want the select box to be valid for. In this particular demo, it's actually set to 50 feet, but that's completely customizable. It's just very easy when you do that in the actor there. The other thing we'll notice here is if I do this, you can see I actually selected 2 soldiers when I did that. Alright, so that means I can select them through the wall. And I have that on purpose right now, but that is also customizable. So there's a little tick you can turn on, and what it'll do is it'll validate that you can actually visibly see the other actors that you're trying to pick up. So if I can't see them, it won't let me actually pick them up. So that's also customizable if that's what you want in your game. Okay, and to add this to your project, you can see that in another video, but it's actually very simple. There's 2 child actors, one that goes onto your player. So you can either add that to the mesh if you have a mesh. If you don't, then you add it to your camera. And for anything in the game, anything at all that you want to be selectable, you just add the selectable actor as a child actor to the mesh of the selectable item that you want, or the selectable actor that you want. And that's it. Once you've done that, they actually become immediately selectable, which is really cool. It's really simple, and that's all you have to do to make them selectable. Now, to assign them a type, that's when you go into your data table and you just create all the types that you want. And once you've added the selectable actor to your actor, you actually just go in there and drop down a list, and it'll be any of these things, and you can just assign it whatever you want. So you assign it a soldier, this guy becomes a soldier. I could actually assign him a worker if I really wanted to, and he becomes a worker, but it's as simple as that. And everything you see here, like the label and the spinny thing below him, all that's customizable. You can add your own icons. It's all doable, and it's all right in that data table, so it's all really simple. Okay, so this just says destroy the boxes, and try to destroy just the blue ones first. So I can click each one and destroy them if I wanted to. It's easier to do to just highlight them all, obviously. You can see there's different icons on these guys. I'm going to just choose the blue boxes, just to follow the instructions, and then choose these ones, and done. Move on to the next trial here. And these trials are just designed to play with the controls a little bit just to get used to it. So this is the bot sorting and recycling. So we got a red box, we got a blue box, and we got a green box. We need to get 6 blue guys in the blue, 6 red guys in the red, and the green is just a mixed match. Doesn't matter because only the blue guys fit in the blue box there. So I'm just gonna choose that. We'll try 4 first. So I'm just gonna try and get these guys in here now. This is a race, so you have to beat this car right here to the end. And because there's a limit of 50 feet, I can't select all these guys and just blow them up myself. And I can't just select him. I have to actually click on each one, so that limits my options to just being able to click. But I can't click it now because I have my thing locked. Now I can get rid of all of them at once. So here we want the car, and we're going to race this car. So car moves pretty slow. But we want to destroy the soldiers and try to avoid the blue guys. Oops. Kill the blue guy. Kill another blue guy. Yeah, whatever. Oh, there was a score on top of that card. I didn't even see what my score was. And that's it. As usual, if you have any questions or if you need any help or anything like that, just ping me in Discord, and we'll see you there.